It's January 2026, and the dead of winter has descended upon Ukraine with a vengeance. Temperatures have plummeted to -16 degrees Celsius. That's 3 degrees Fahrenheit for those keeping track. But here's the terrifying part. Over 600,000 people, yes, you heard that correctly, 600,000 souls have fled Ukraine's capital city of Kyiv in just the past few weeks. Why? Because Russia has unleashed a weapon so devastating, so relentless, that it's turned one of Europe's largest cities into what experts are now calling an uninhabitable war zone. We're not talking about nuclear weapons here. We're talking about something far more insidious, far more calculated, and in many ways, far more terrifying. Russia has deployed a brand new jet-powered kamikaze drone called the Geran 5, and it's systematically destroying Ukraine's power grid with surgical precision. The numbers are absolutely staggering, and they paint a picture of humanitarian catastrophe that mainstream media is barely covering. Ukraine's available power generation capacity has collapsed from 33.7 gigawatts at the start of the invasion to just 14 gigawatts as of January 2026. Think about that for a moment. More than half of the country's power generation capability has been obliterated. The result? Rolling blackouts lasting up to 4 days in some regions, 4 days without electricity, 4 days without heat, 4 days in sub-zero temperatures. This isn't just an inconvenience, this is a fight for survival. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko has described the situation as unprecedented, saying, "This is the first time in 4 years of full-scale war that we have seen a situation of this magnitude." When half of Kyiv's apartment buildings, nearly 6,000 structures are left without heating simultaneously, when water freezes in toilet bowls because there's no power to pump it through the system, when schools shut down because classrooms can't be heated to safe temperatures, you're looking at the systematic dismantling of modern urban life itself. And the weapon making this possible? A 6-meter-long technological nightmare that's rewriting the rules of modern warfare. Enter the Geran 5, Russia's latest and most deadly evolution in drone warfare, and a weapon that Ukrainian military intelligence has confirmed was used for the very first time in combat at the beginning of January 2026. This isn't your grandfather's drone. This is a jet-powered cruise missile hybrid monstrosity that represents a quantum leap in Russia's ability to terrorize civilian populations. According to Ukrainian intelligence reports, the Geran 5 measures approximately 6 meters in length, with a wingspan stretching up to 5.5 meters, placing it squarely in cruise missile territory. But here's where it gets truly frightening. Unlike the earlier propeller-driven Geran 2 drones based on Iranian Shahed designs, the Geran 5 features a completely redesigned conventional aerodynamic configuration that makes it faster, harder to detect, and nearly impossible to intercept with current Ukrainian air defense systems. Ukrainian officials have identified the heart of this beast as a Chinese-manufactured Telefly turbojet engine, specifically the TFTJ-2000 model, with a thrust of 200 kilogram force. This jet propulsion system allows the Geran 5 to reach speeds of up to 600 kilometers per hour, which makes it dramatically faster than the slower propeller-driven versions that Ukraine's mobile fire groups had learned to shoot down. Every second counts in air defense, and when a target is moving at 600 kilometers per hour instead of 200, those defenders have literally half the reaction time to acquire, track, and destroy the incoming threat. It's a numbers game, and Russia is winning. The drone carries a 90-kilogram warhead, enough explosive power to devastate critical infrastructure nodes, and boasts a declared range of nearly 1,000 kilometers. That means nowhere in Ukraine is safe. From launch sites deep inside Russian territory, these drones can reach any city, any power plant, any water treatment facility in the entire country. But the technological sophistication doesn't stop there. The Giron 5 is equipped with a 12-channel Kometa satellite navigation system specifically designed to resist jamming, a critical capability given Ukraine's heavy reliance on electronic warfare to disrupt drone attacks. The system also includes a tracker built around a Raspberry Pi microcomputer and commercial 3G and 4G modems, allowing for real-time telemetry and potential course corrections mid-flight. Ukrainian intelligence has noted with alarm that Russia is exploring the possibility of launching these drones from Su-25 attack aircraft, which would dramatically extend their effective range while reducing fuel requirements and compressing Ukrainian early warning timelines even further. And in perhaps the most chilling development of all, there are reports that Russia is considering equipping the Giron 5 with R-73 air-to-air missiles, transforming these kamikaze drones into improvised aerial combat platforms capable of threatening Ukrainian helicopters and aircraft involved in drone interception operations. This isn't just a weapon, this is an entire strategic system designed to make Ukraine's cities uninhabitable. The human toll of these attacks is nothing short of catastrophic, and it's a story that demands to be told. When Russia launched its massive assault on January 9th, approximately 500,000 people in Kyiv lost electricity almost instantly. Nearly 6,000 apartment buildings, representing about half of the city's entire housing stock, were plunged into darkness and frigid cold. Mayor Klitschko was forced to make an unprecedented appeal. Residents who had the means to leave the city should do so immediately, and they did. Mobile billing data, tracking how many phone subscribers are spending the night in the city, revealed that 600,000 fewer people are now in Kyiv compared to December. That's roughly 1/6 of the capital's pre-war population, vanished in a matter of weeks. Some fled to the suburbs, others sought refuge with friends and family in western Ukraine. Students studying online left for their hometowns. But make no mistake, this is a massive civilian exodus driven by the systematic destruction of the infrastructure that makes urban life possible. The scenes on the ground are heartbreaking and harrowing in equal measure. Emergency heating tents have been set up across the city where residents huddle together, charging their phones and drinking hot tea while their apartments sit frozen and dark. Raisa Donbekirova, a 65-year-old woman, was photographed lighting an alcohol trench candle, the only source of heat in her apartment after it was left without water, electricity, and heating. People are sleeping in their winter clothes. Diesel generators that normally provide backup power have stopped working because the fuel has literally frozen in sub-zero temperatures. Shops, cafes, and restaurants that could normally provide some respite, a warm place to charge devices, to get hot food, to simply exist for a few hours, have been forced to close because they can't operate without reliable power. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies reported that over 800 residential buildings in Kyiv City are without heating and electricity, affecting approximately 200,000 people directly. Hard-hit regions like Bucha, Irpin, and Hostomel, suburbs that already suffered immensely during the early days of the invasion, are seeing their heating systems almost completely collapse. The cascading effects extend far beyond simple discomfort. Water pumping stations require electricity to function, meaning many neighborhoods have lost running water altogether. When temperatures drop to -16°C and water freezes in pipes and toilets, basic sanitation becomes impossible. Experts are warning of potential disease outbreaks if sewage systems fail completely. Hospitals are running on backup generators, but for how long? How long can critical medical equipment function when the power grid is being methodically destroyed faster than it can be repaired? Taras Zagorodny, head of Ukraine's National Anti-Crisis Group, put it bluntly, water is the key. If the Russians continue to prevent the supply of water to such a huge city, it creates the risk of a complete collapse. Complete collapse. Those words should send chills down your spine because we're watching it happen in real time. Ukraine's largest iron ore pellet producer, Ferrexpo, reported production dropped by 47% in 2025 as Russian strikes left its facilities starved of power. European steel supply chains are being disrupted. The economic damage is estimated to exceed $20 billion in direct damage to the energy sector alone, with lost revenue surpassing $72 billion. And rebuilding to European Union standards, that would cost $68 billion, money that investors are understandably reluctant to commit when infrastructure gets bombed on a weekly basis. What we're witnessing in Ukraine right now is the evolution of modern warfare into something terrifyingly efficient and brutally effective. Russia has discovered that you don't need to occupy cities block by block when you can simply make them uninhabitable. You don't need to win hearts and minds when you can freeze people out of their homes. The Geron 5 drone represents the weaponization of winter itself, a strategic tool designed not primarily to destroy military targets, but to break civilian morale and force mass displacement. And it's working. The International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants for